Okay, so Samurai 8, the new manga from the creator of Naruto. Now, I made a video a few weeks back talking about how sales for it haven't been really good. They dropped two volumes, the first two volumes at the same time, and the debut was, I want to say, collectively less than 23,000 copies, or about 23,000 copies. So, at the very least, sales-wise, the series is kind of off to a very rocky and rough start, but quality wise, how's that doing? Because just because it isn't popping off immediately doesn't mean that it's not of quality. And as of the recording of this video, we're 27 chapters in, and where does it stand compared to Naruto in particular, where Naruto was 27 chapters in the Zabuza and Haku arc? Let's talk about it. That's right, people, another Samurai 8 video. A lot of people have been like, hey, so, you know, what's been going on? It's been about almost, I want to say maybe like 13, 14 chapters since the last Samurai 8 video that I made. So I kind of wanted to give an updated thoughts at this particular point, because where we're at in the story right now is basically in comparison to like Naruto. Naruto was, if I'm not mistaken, 27 chapters in, where basically Sasuke had just been injured in the Zabuza and Haku fight trying to save Naruto. Remember when he jumped in? That was like an iconic moment in memory of Naruto's mind. So that's where the Naruto manga was at this particular point. Where Samurai 8 is right now, boy, it's been one hell of a roller coaster ride. You could definitely see the difference in time, for example, of where we're at with manga creating and storytelling compared to back then. The Zabuza and Haku arc was, you know, the first arc of Naruto, as opposed to Samurai 8. We've had quite a few things went down already. Like, it was, I can't remember exactly where, maybe the first 15 or so chapters, where we witnessed the main character Hachimaru's father died, and that was a very, very impactful moment. And to be honest with you, with the fast pacing and all that, it seems as though there's definitely been moments that have been already like strong with Samurai 8. It hasn't been like weak by any means. Where the main character started, he was entirely dependent on his father. He was, you know, this weak and crippled robot basically that couldn't do much, and he depended entirely on his father. His whole life revolved around his father. So, you know, to see his father die and find out the truth very early on about what his father was up to, in terms of like, oh, you know, he was a scientist and the reason why Hachimaru was created. So we got a lot of stuff, and about half of where the Naruto manga was at that particular point, in terms of, you know, 27 chapters in, we're still in Zabuza and Haku. With Naruto, 27 chapters in, since then, we left Earth. We already on this space journey, which is crazy. It's interesting that like the creator of Fairy Tail and the creator of Naruto both have scientific fiction or science fiction works that they're kind of going into space and all this stuff. And I would definitely say, while from what I read of Eden Zero, it's cool and all that, but Samurai 8, honestly, it's a quality work. I think it definitely one of the things that is going to be something that has to be dealt with care, of course, when the anime comes, is the intricacies of it. It's definitely some stuff to this point I'm still a little bit lost on, like the locker balls and stuff like that. There's a lot of intricacies to this story, but I think that it is a very, very well-written story, and we're again only 27 chapters, because we left Earth and there was this big thing where the moon, after the fight with Atta, and you know, Hachimaru had to really go in, and eventually he was shrunken down and looking like an old man. And honestly, you could argue that, because I've seen the argument, and I'm curious what people that are reading Samurai 8 at this particular point think. Some people will say like he's Hachimaru's a Marisu, and you know, he just happened to already, you know, he's rising very, very quick. Like in comparison, again, and I'm only doing this because it's from the same author, where Naruto was in the beginning of the manga to where he was at in the Zabuza and Haku stuff, he was still goofy. He had grown a bit at that particular point. Mind you, again, he's seen his friend get hurt, and you know, he was raging, and the QB chakra was starting to leak out and all sorts of stuff. Hachimaru, from the beginning of the manga to where we're at right now, and again, there's been quite a bit since we even left his space, he's changed a lot. He's grown a lot. Like, this guy, he's still, there's some of the little brattiness of it, of, you know, not necessarily being that excited or enthusiastic about listening to lectures from, you know, his master or whatever. But I think in terms of how quick the story has been moving, again with 27 chapters, we've seen an incredible amount of growth. Like, Daruma's, recognized it already, the cat, the master, which I'm really excited to see his real form be, him break into his real form or his previous form. I don't even know how that works, to be honest with you. Again, that's one of the downfalls of Samurai 8, that it's just like, okay, there's so much to take in that half the time don't understand it, but just leaving into space and then quickly going into a tournament arc, which I was like, yo, how's this gonna work? And then we meet the two samurai that are wondering. One of them, straight up, he looks like Hashirama. I'm gonna kind of refer to him as Hashirama because I find it hilarious. He looks like a young Hashirama, the one that has the memory lapse, that he can't remember anything, but he's still really wise, and you can tell with the sword he's very, very freaking dangerous, because the fight that he had with Hachimaru in that little training was nuts. And then I believe his name is Kosuke, the other one, which we just found out in the latest chapter. Spoiler alert, if you're not reading it, you should read it, by the way. He's a traitor. He betrayed them, and all along he was trying to lure them to this planet. That's why they brought forth this idea of this tournament, because it's like, yo, bring as many samurai people in and we can, use them, get money, take them as captives. And that was alone a very interesting idea that was brought forth, because again, it's just showing the character development of Hachimaru, going back a little bit, where he was fighting the Hashirama looking dude, and it showed just how crazy and of a daredevil that Hachimaru really is. Because if you think about it, the dude was willing to go the lengths because he was getting his ass kicked. Like, no questions asked, dude was getting bodied. Like, he lost, I don't even know how many times, what the score was, 30, 50 to 0, and just to at least get one, the dude sacrificed getting his head chopped off. But again, he's cybernetic, he's a robot, so to speak. He's this artificial being of the future, so he didn't die. But the fact that he's willing to go those lengths to do things, he's a daredevil. He's not completely going to be scared anymore. So again, that just shows how much he's grown. The Hachimaru at the beginning of the manga, he wouldn't have done that. He would have cried. He would have, ran away. He wouldn't have done that. So seeing even the change in the attire and the hair thing, like, I really feel like the creator, Masashi Kishimoto, is putting every possible idea and implementing any possible foreshadowing you can for things to come. There's just so much intricacies to this manga, going back to even the god Akala that Atta was constantly talking about. And he definitely has been borrowing some ideas from Naruto, where Kosuke was talking to Hachimaru. He's like, how do you know you'll be able to walk that same path? And him being calling him pathetic, and you just with your master, stuff like that. So it seems as though he was borrowing already some old ideas from the Pain arc, but I really like it. I think Samurai 8 is so unfortunate that people aren't immediately gravitating to it. Now, when the anime comes, it'll be a different story, but like this manga, the art has gotten much better. Yeah, early on, the first 10, maybe even 13, 14 chapters, it was a little rough, but since then, the art has gotten so much better with a lot of the fights where Hachimaru's throwing down. Again, he's powering up really quick. He's gotten pretty strong very early on with this one, and Daruma's training is a testament to just how far he's moving. And I can't wait to see Atta again in the manga. There's so many things, but where we're at right now with the story, even Anne, which at first I was like, so she's just, they having just this useless princess character, so to speak, but seeing how important and integral to their development, the samurai, the warrior, is the girl, their princess, that prays for them. That was something that I really found interesting. And also finding out about her brother and why she has such a strong connection to Hachimaru, that her brother was a Nanashi, which, what happened to Nanashi? I'm just saying, I really rocked with Nanashi from early on in the manga, the one that I thought was going to be like a main character. Maybe we'll see again later on, but her brother, Anne's brother, the fact that it kind of gives a even further stronger link as to why she really rocks for Hachimaru. And I like that they're not really dangling romance around like what Kishimoto did in Naruto. It's like, yeah, they're gonna be together, yeah, they're gonna have ups and downs, but they rock with each other. And just seeing Hachimaru man up already, like, he has become a main character. And like, this is something that, don't get me wrong, because I really am enjoying the Boruto manga a lot, but I'm not enjoying the Boruto manga because of Boruto's character development. Like, it's there, it's kind of there, visible or whatever. You kind of see it. He's not really complaining about his father anymore, but this is what Boruto should have been. Maybe this is what Masashi Kishimoto, had he not decided to move on to Samurai 8, would have done with Boruto's character, where Hachimaru, there's tiny remnants of the bratty person that he used to be, but for the most part, he's grown, he's changed, he's manning up already, he's powering up, he's listening to the lectures, he's respecting and doing anything at all costs to protect his princess. And this is what Boruto should have been. This right here, like, maybe that's going to be what I title this video. Hachimaru from Samurai 8 is what Boruto should have been. again, I like Boruto for different reasons. I like Boruto manga because, you know, the big grandiose story and stuff like that. I like Samurai 8 for all of that, plus the main character Hachimaru. He's freaking awesome, and Samurai 8 has just been heating up chapter after chapter. I don't care if sales right now ain't coming in. This gets a proper anime adaptation. I guarantee people are gonna be like, oh my god, Masashi Kishimoto did it again, and it's even better written than Naruto. Like, just give it time, people. But Samurai 8, baby, where we're at right now, the betrayal of Kosuke and this Hashirama looking dude, which I hope he becomes a staple, but him not remembering his past and the way things is going with that amnesia that he got is going to be very interesting to see where that leads. Masashi Kishimoto has just learned so much from Naruto, of leaving breadcrumbs of foreshadowing for things to appear later, having a lot of impact, the pacing, and then I think that's a testament to manga and storytelling nowadays, though, that just the pacing has been ridiculous. Again, 27 chapters of this story. We already went through arc upon arc. We've seen Hachimaru's father die. We got the revelation of all the clones of Hachimaru, that they're, you know, supposed to be these keys. We went to this tournament arc thingy. We went through a betrayal. We got more character development, and like a lot has happened in 27 chapters, but for the good. And I think if people could just get through some of that info dump that we get the first handful or so of chapters, this is gonna go the long way. I still have faith in Samurai 8, because Hachimaru was like, yeah, you loved Naruto, of course, in the beginning. You loved him in that. But in comparison to like what Boruto should have been, this is it right here. This is Kishimoto's take on modern day children that are impatient, that, you know, are kind of whiny and bratty, and manning them up in a very proper paced way, but also very fast at the same time, because everything is like that nowadays. Curious what people are thinking about Samurai 8. If you haven't checked it out, what are you doing? Like, if you're a fan of Masashi Kishimoto, you know the man has done some great work with Naruto. Definitely check it out. If you are reading it right now, what are your thoughts? How are you feeling about Hachimaru's development up until this point? What do you think is going on with Daruma? It seems as though there's gonna be some huge stuff. Like, I feel like there's foreshadowing all over the place, and I remember Kishimoto saying in an interview that that was something he regretted he didn't do as much of in Naruto. He seems to be doing it everywhere in this manga, and Hachimaru's awesome, An's awesome, Ata being an awesome main villain, all the clones going into space, the tournament that we had, Hachimaru willing to sacrifice his head and everything. Like, this shit is awesome. I love it. I definitely recommend it. Again, check it out. And where we're at right now, Hachimaru is what Boruto should have been, the character. That's all I have for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links, of course, are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in. Samurai 8, stop sleeping. It's so good. Enjoy the next ride, but I was the best ride. But I hope you know that